Hello everyone, I'm here. Today is going to be back to our very relaxed hangout session. I'm gonna spend the first bit just chatting with you guys. As you guys can see, I still have my second camera on, and that will be used for later so you guys can see my flute when I have it sitting here. I've noticed that doing that on Twitch has been really helpful, so I figured that I would do that here. But you know, yeah, this is, I'm having a tea, as you can see. There, let's have that focus properly. There we go. So for now, it's just like a hand cam. Oh, thank you, Amir. But how are y'all doing? I want to see who's here. So I saw that some people were here really early. So thank you for waiting. Life is beautiful. I just want to say hello because I know you're one of the early ones. Let's see who else. Daniel was here early as well. Megan, hello. Michael. Oriana, I know you. Ariana, I also know you. So I'm definitely seeing some of my Twitch peeps here. Hey, Christopher. All right. Melanie, another Twitch peep. Musically Me, hello. Alfredo. Magic Monkichi, a Twitch crowd is here. Kane, yep, Twitch crowd. Tracy, hello. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Carlos, hello. You recently found my channel. You've been binge watching my videos all week. Oh, thank you very much. I really need to catch up on making highlights from these live streams. But so what I'm planning on doing in 2 weeks is taking a full week off to just revamp everything. So that might be an interesting update for you guys to know that's happening on my side. My career has changed quite a bit in the last few months. So I've basically become a streamer, and I'm teaching more, and you can see that my reviews for the Flute Sound of New York has changed in terms of format quite a bit. The rubric that I use to review each flute has not changed, but just the way that I do it, because I do it live now, is quite different. So so yeah, that's kind of the thing right now. Things are pretty different, and so I realized that I need to reorganize my time to be able to make these highlight videos for you guys. I'm trying to shoot for approximately like 5 minute long, between 5 to 10 minute long highlight videos, because that seems to be kind of the amount of time that people like to spend watching a video. You know, in terms of highlights, that is, I guess, you know, maximum 15 minutes. So I have to look into that. And then, yeah, so what else? I'm gonna finally actually come out with some simple merchandise, and then need to revamp Twitch, need to update my website. It was just pointed out to me that I have some pretty out-of-date things on there. If some of you have been trying to donate to me, not that I'm asking for your money, but I leave it there as an option in case you want to. My donation link does not work on my website anymore, so I have to change that out. And that's because Digital Tip Jar closed. So that was really unfortunate, because they were a really, in my opinion, a very nice, simple company where they basically played the middleman between you and people donating to you. And they allowed you to have a cute little button that you could put on your website. But yeah, that doesn't work anymore because Digital Tip Jar is completely closed down. So I need to update it with a paypal.me link. So stuff like that, I have to revamp a lot. I'm also looking into creating Twitch emotes and, you know, Yeah, there's just a lot of things to revamp. Or I have to completely revamp my Patreon, because my Patreon has turned into something entirely different than I had envisioned it to be in the beginning. So, and it's working right now. Like what we're doing right now on there is working. So I need to just change it to what it currently is, like what currently is happening. So there's a lot of revamping that needs to be done, and I don't have time to do it right now because I just keep teaching and streaming instead. That takes up all my time. So I was like, nope, I just have to take a week off to just redo everything, you know? So that's the big update for you guys, in terms of like my career and where it's going. But a lot of you, I think, saw from last week that I may have found my new head joint approximately a year early. So that is the other big update, is I will be making my final decision and final verdict on it on Monday. So I have no verdict for you guys right now, just so you guys know. I have no verdict. I don't know. I don't have like a final decision to tell you guys of whether or not I'm actually getting it right now. So just so you guys know, that's kind of what's happening. So anyway, I really should catch up with the stream now, catch up with the chat. Time management tips. Oh, that's tough. I mean, that's kind of why I had to take a week off, because I have to time manage for the new direction that my career is taking better. The way my time management currently is, it works better if I was filming videos and then had my own time to, like, you know, edit them and stuff. Like back when I was primarily just a YouTuber, I really didn't spend that much time online. Now I'm spending at least 5 hours a week online. But although it's closer to around 7 hours, because it's 5 hours a week on Twitch, and then I spend about 2 hours with you guys here. So it's approximately 7 hours a week that I spend streaming now. I'm actively streaming and live. So you can see how in those 7 hours, I could have made a video. So, you know, things are different now. So that's why I have to kind of revamp how I do things. And like take a really good look at my schedule and, you know, like block out times to work on things. So, in terms of asking me for time management tips right now probably is not the greatest time to ask me about time management tips, because I'm also still figuring that out for myself. It's I'll probably have a better answer for you later. I did make a time management video before that has kind of some general tips, you know, keeping a schedule, stuff like that. But I think the other thing I would add to it is just make sure that you put yourself in that creative mindset, right? Do that thing, that morning routine that puts you in that creative mindset. Yeah. Your Amazon flute is broken as heck. Oh. Lovely. Okay, I'm just going to catch up. Roxy, you know, it's fine. You're probably, even though you don't play the flute, you play the clarinet. Just so you know, I love all my clarinetists out there. You guys tend to be very funny people. And just so you know, there are lots of people on here who don't play the flute. Maybe they're just not as vocal about the fact that they don't play the flute. So you're in good company. Don't worry about it. This is not just like a flutes only kind of club here. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Yeah, see? Musically me saying clarinet's great. Yep. See, we're all very welcoming here. You know, this is definitely not a flutes only club. You have a student flute with open holes. Oh, that's really interesting, Kane. Hey, Morgan. How are you you doing? Lovely. How do people whose main instrument is flute not die from shoulder pain? This has to do a lot with posture. You have to, a lot of flute playing is actually concentrated on getting your posture right. And I think the most confusing part about learning posture for the flute is finding a posture that works for you. But there are some kind of general rules that you should know. One of them is that you should not play with your shoulders rolled forward. That can attribute to a lot of shoulder pain. So it's much better to kind of have your shoulders rolled back and then you play like this. So the muscles that are being used to hold up the flute are more your biceps and your triceps, you know? So flutists tend to be lopsided in, the muscle definition. So it's just kind of a given from the job. So yeah. Hey Jane, how are you doing? Hey Joel. Twitch peep, another Twitch peep. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, hey Darcy, how you doing? Hey Hotaru, hello. Flobo, hello. I'm like seeing all the my Twitch peeps coming in here. I love it. This is great. If you want to catch me more often and you're not on Twitch, highly recommend you guys make a Twitch account. Go follow my channel over there. You can see me more on an everyday basis there. And that way you can kind of keep up with the progression of my flute playing and, choosing the head joint and stuff like that, which I'll show you guys later this stream. But I wanted to spend the first bit just chatting with you guys. Let's see. Hey, the weird artist out. Hey, no worries, man. Are you on Twitch? Because if you're on Twitch, then I guess that's what you're referring to. I'm going to guess that you probably have a different username on Twitch. So if you're already on there, I probably know you better by your Twitch username. I love this. Just catching up, guys. Yeah, the weird artist out. You must have a different Twitch username. You must have a different Twitch username than I'm used to. Yeah, the merch. Yep. Is that week next week? So no, 2 weeks out from now. Or I guess you could say 1.5 weeks out from now. So it's the week from of May 17th to the 23rd. I'm taking that whole week off but I'm going to be working behind the scenes. I'm just not going to be teaching and streaming. I just need that time off, like some continuous time off to be able to revamp everything properly. Yeah. Am I still with Ensign? Yes, I am. It's just that everything's canceled right now. So, and I think we're still waiting to hear what's going to happen with our June concert. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen with the June concert. So still waiting to hear if there's any news concerning that. But yeah. Yep. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? What pieces are in my list to sight read? Great question. Great question. Let me just pull up my thing, my OneNote here. Okay, let me take a look, guys. So going to this one. So today we have the Tchaikovsky Nutcracker, Children's Gallop and Entry of Parents. I wrote that down. We'll see if maybe we can find out on Flute Tunes or something. Peter and the Wolf. Oh my gosh, you guys, why? Curler, Opus 66. So I guess just maybe reading through some of the etudes there. Although it might be hilarious to do a marathon. It might, I don't know. we'll flip through it. There's Wings by Beef Tank. And then Drouet Etude number 1 in C major. So I'll definitely need to look those up. But that's kind of what's on the list for today, which we'll do in the second half of this stream. Life is beautiful. You're wondering why your sound doesn't come out. Well, there's a lot of reasons why sound might not come out of your flute. And it's kind of impossible to diagnose what it is without knowing what's happening to it. Just sound not coming out of it is not specific enough. All right. So you may need to take it to a repair person, either if they do curbside pickup right now, or you might just have to wait until shops open up a little bit more. But for now, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Things happen to our instruments. It's not the end of the world. It's okay. But yeah, it could just be something's going on with the mechanism there's a lot of tiny little pieces in the mechanism, and you might not see, what might be going on, but a trained person would be able to tell what's going on. So it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll either need to wait, or you need to see if someone will do curbside pickup and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, Judith Flute. How are you doing? Hey, Pierre. Aquamaster, hello. How are you? All right, life is beautiful. You're Rachel. All right, I'll try to remember your name. Rachel. Catalina. Oh, you're Neko from Twitch. I'm just going to call you Neko then. How are you doing? Oh, it's Kira. Okay, that's who you are. Got it. Yeah. It's really funny going between YouTube and Twitch because I'm on Twitch more often, I'm more used to the Twitch username. So I recognize people more on the fly on Twitch because I see you guys every workday. You guys are my coworkers, So, but yeah, it's so funny to see your usernames on other places. That's so great. Ariana, you may be able to buy merch for your birthday. Oh, I sure hope so. That would be fantastic. We'll see when I get it out. I'm planning on that, launching it then. But I probably also need to just order some for myself so I can see the quality and stuff like that. So at the very least, I'll get the whole merchandise thing going. I'm just not sure if I'm going to actually launch it then, or maybe I might launch it after I receive a sample of it, because I've never done it before. So I just want to make sure that the sample looks okay, essentially I just have to order one for myself. Yeah. Has my flute come back from servicing? Oh, you remember. Yes, it has. And I was able to take it out 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And then, oh, don't forget my tea. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you. But yeah, so I got it back 2 weeks ago, and then I was able to, 3 weeks ago. I got it back 3 weeks ago, something like that. And then I could take it out 2 weeks ago, something like that. I don't remember exactly now. All the weeks are just blending into each other. But thank you for remembering. That's so sweet of you. So it's been back and working absolutely beautifully. Everything's been buffed out. Even things that I didn't think to mention were fixed. It's so good. It's so good. And that was Carlos. Yeah, excellent. Big burger and a side of poutine. You guys are so cute. Hey, Figulilu. How are you doing? Hey, Israel. Molly is wondering if something's wrong with the pins on Rachel's flute. Could be. Let's see, Amir, you're going to play, you were going to play on June 1st, the Tchaikovsky First Symphony's second flute part with a real working orchestra, but you guess it's not happening. Isn't that disappointing? It's like, it's so weird because you know that as a society, we are doing the right thing to kind of put everything on hold while essentially we're waiting for a vaccine to come out, right? So it really sucks to have to wait, but at the same time, you know, if it's going to save people's lives, then we got to do what we got to do, right? Sometimes you have to really think about others more than yourself. Yeah. Mm. But that's really disappointing. Like, I feel you on that. I am also supposed to have a concert in early June, and I don't know if it's happening. Like, it looks like it might happen, but I don't know if it will, really. Um, let's see. Someone was supposed to go on an overnight band trip, too, it looks like. Claire, you're supposed to, but you can't now? Let me tell you, those are really fun. I got to go on one in my master's, actually, and I have such great memories of that. I remember holding flute sectionals with my flute section, and we were working on blending, and everyone did so well, and we all sounded like one big 17-part flute. Yeah, there were 17 people in my section. But we all sounded one big giant flute, and it was just, oh, it was so sweet. It was lovely. And just hanging out with everyone was so great. Like, there's something about, like, when you do overnight things with people, you're essentially living with them, when normally you don't. You normally, like, if it's school, then, you know, you only see them at school and then you go home, right? Or you do your other extracurricular activities. If you are, you know, part of an extracurricular band or orchestra, you only really see them at the rehearsals, and then you go like ta-ta, and you don't see them again until the next rehearsal. But when you are living together for a few days, it really does change the dynamic. People do say that if you live with someone, you either end up loving them more or hating them more. So, you know, like, from what I recall like my relationship with my fellow musicians getting better because of it. And it was so cool. I loved it. And like, I think that was one of the reasons why I also really loved, going on tours with, my wind quintet. Because my wind quintet in university, man, we were so close. We were so close. It was almost telepathic. Like, we could tell what, you know, other members were thinking and feeling. And especially when it came to music making, we could read each other so well. And so we would go on these tours every summer to interior BC, and we would tour around seniors' homes. And that was our tour, was going around seniors' homes performing for them. And man, just like those long drives and the, you know, staying, you know, booking hotels, you know, staying in hotels together, eating all our meals together. There was something really magical about that experience, and I loved it every time. It was fantastic. Yeah. Overnight things with like music people is like something else, man. It's something else. Yeah. Musically Me, your flute and your piccolo are currently out of commission. Oh no! I feel you though. I feel you. You guys saw what happened to me a few years ago with my Sonari piccolo. Poor thing. Poor thing. Matthias? Is that how you say your name? I'm gonna guess it's not Matthias. I'm gonna guess it's Matthias. How am I hanging on this quarantine? I'm doing okay, actually, and I think it's because I'm really busy. One of the things that I learned from working from home starting 6 years ago, because 6 years ago is when I started this whole everything online thing, partially because I couldn't get any like local work. I couldn't. I tried. I tried contacting like every school in my area, and no one responded to me. So I couldn't get local work, but someone requested online for me to give Skype lessons to their daughter. And so I learned from then what it's like to work from home for everything you do. So starting 6 years ago, I went through it all. Just basically made myself stir crazy, and then slowly realized that in order to not be stir crazy, you literally have to make work for yourself. So do something. So I spent a long time at that point developing my website. I spent a long time on videos. So the videos that were made during that time, I would say in terms of editing quality, the editing quality was actually better, even though I guess my equipment was not as good as now, but the editing was better because I had more time to do it. When you're looking at a video that's approximately 10 minutes long, if I'm truly happy with it, I probably spent upwards of 15 to 20 hours on it, if not more. I know that sometimes there are some sequences, some scenes where in order to just get the comedic timing right, I would end up spending, I think there was one like 15-second clip once where I spent maybe 2 hours, I think 2 hours just perfecting like one 15-second clip, like sequence. So I had more time to have fun with editing then, so I let myself have more fun with editing then. So I did a lot of like making videos, editing them, things that I don't have time for right now, basically, because I didn't have that many students then. I was really only, I think at the beginning of teaching online, I was only teaching a grand total of 2 hours per month. I know, right? So yeah, things have changed a lot since then. But I did learn at that point that if you're going to be at home all the time, you have to find things and be proactive about finding things to keep yourself busy. And you have to make a schedule for yourself. So you have to get up at a certain time. You have to start work at a certain time. You have to have a break at a certain time. You have to restart work again after your break at a certain time. And you have to end work for that day at a certain time. Like you can't just keep working. You have to refresh, unwind, every evening before you go back to work the next day. I mean, you could also flip the schedule. It just has to be a schedule. Maybe some people prefer sleeping in a little bit and then having the entire morning just to unwind and refresh. And then some people, who work from home like to maybe start work after lunch, and then work until like later in the evening, which is fine. Like that's still a great schedule that allows for break time, refreshing, unwinding, blah, 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 So in terms of holding up in the quarantine, I've been doing fine. I've been doing just fine because I'm essentially just continuing what I've been doing before. So that's why I've been doing these live streams, is because I know that most people don't hold the same lifestyle that I do. So by showing up here and hanging out with you guys, I'm giving you something to do, giving you other people to talk to. That was the purpose of these live streams. Yeah. Looks like we got a lot of May birthdays. Aw, that's so sweet. You like the dedicated teacup. Oh, hey, someone is following me on Twitch. I'm just gonna leave that on. Thank you. B. Ray Russell. That is a Twitch thing to happen there. I just forgot to switch it off. But thank you for the follow. If you went over to Twitch to follow me there from here, thank you. You can join us tomorrow to join in the chat. I think that might be a little too early though, but we're a very friendly bunch over there too. So, hey Xin, how are you doing? Aww. Ah, Bandcamp. Oh, Carlos. I mean, I'm not one to tell you how to feel, but in my opinion, I'm no one special. So it's not really like I want you guys to know that I'm just a real person, okay? If you're to look at me in terms of what I'm doing right now, I am being a crazy person talking to what looks to be myself or to a camera or to a laptop for like forever while drinking tea. Like I don't have a crew here or anything. It's literally just me in this room. Okay. So I'm really no one special, but thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. Have I learned circular breathing? No, I have not. Originally, it was going to be a patron goal to do. But you see why I'm rethinking that, because it doesn't really match the vibe over on Patreon. The vibe over on Patreon is like, you know, you're kind of stepping into my personal world, you know, and like that's not really personal, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's just a lot of things that I have to rethink. Greetings from Hamburg. Figulilu. My goodness. That's very far away from here. Is it kind of late? It's in the evening for you, isn't it? Late evening. Oh, the Great Train Race. That's a good piece. I have not actually studied that myself. One day. Oh, Jeff, there was an online band camp for flutists advertised on Facebook. You got so excited and then you realize you're 50. I don't think there's an age where you get over the excitement of that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of adult flute retreats. So if you're looking for that sort of vibe, you might want to look for a flute retreat. Like specifically those words. And usually adults are attending those ones. So you would be in really good company. But you know, right now that ain't happening. I do know that there's one that's happening online though. So like another type of online flute retreat, online band camp type of thing. Yeah. Rachel, you love when my mom tried to play the flute? I know. Great times. Honestly, I feel like I would teach very differently now because I know things now that I didn't know then. So I am kind of curious, like, what if I was able to get my mom to, like, you know, play the flute a little bit again? We'll see. I mean, right now we're kind of, we can't visit each other. For those of you guys who don't know, I am in Seattle, and my family is in Vancouver. So, you know, the borders are closed right now between US and Canada. So, you know, that makes things a little bit more difficult, you know. And Shinshin likes the dedicated cup. Yeah, this has kind of become my like on-screen cup. Mostly because it keeps things really warm for a really long time and it has a lid. So that combination right there is perfect for chatting with you guys without my drink going cold, you know? That's so great. I was considering making a like merchandise similar to this, but like, yeah, I don't know how that might work out for me, and because I think to do something like this, you have to buy a certain number of inventory, but I don't want to do that. I want it to be like basically you order it, the company prints it, and then sends it to you. So, you know. What if I rewatch some of I Teach Mom How to Play the Flute? I guess I could do that sometime. Alfredo. So you have two trill keys between the F and E ones. So do you have what's called a split F sharp key? Because if my memory serves me correctly, it looks like a trill key. So I wonder if you have a split F sharp. I think I've only seen one on camera before, and it's owned by one of my students. It is very rare. And part of it is because the split F sharp key is very finicky. So it can get knocked out of alignment really easily from what I hear. Do I personally have any experience with split F sharp? No, personally I don't. So everything I'm telling you right now is hearsay. But yeah, I believe probably because it's so finicky, that's probably why it's not that common to find. Yeah. Caleb is asking if there is a flute under 300. So you're probably better off if that's your budget, all right? If that's your budget, you're better off looking into used, well cared for student model flutes. But you're looking into used at that point. And like Molly suggests, you can try renting. Yep, and then you can essentially rent to own. That's a very typical thing that music stores will do. Yeah. Drop shipping. El Rain, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. Maybe I missed something. Should I react to one of my old videos? I can, especially because now I'm pretty confident. I think it's pretty clear I've become a streamer rather than just, making videos. So, yeah. I mean, so a split F sharp looks like an extra trill key. Like it looks like an extra one. Yeah, it's interesting. Ariana, the very first video that you saw that you saw of me was me reviewing a flute that you had just bought secondhand. Oh, fun! Hey, Tri Chaser, how you doing? How's life? Hope you're doing fine in this crazy, crazy time. I do have Instagram, Rachel. It's just that, just so you know, I only use, and everyone on Twitch knows this about me. All right. I only use social media to let you guys know when I'm live. That is legit the only time I use social media. And so I'm not actually browsing social media myself a lot of the times. And it's really just a personal decision of mine, because just for I just do find that my mental health is much better if I'm not constantly checking social media. So why don't flutes have 2 reeds? And you're my #1 fan. My goodness, Tri Chaser. Thank you so much. So flutes don't operate with reeds. Essentially, your mouth is the reed. So you are the one controlling your airstream. You're the one, your lips are providing the, the little, the air pressure kind of barrier, you could say. So playing the flute does waste a lot of air, because instead of having all of your air going into the instrument, only about half of it makes it in, because the other half just kind of goes into the stratosphere. Okay, I think everything's fine. So your airstream essentially is like, will hit the opposite edge of the lip hole, right? And so only half of your air actually gets into the instrument. So yeah, is it a lot of wasted air? Absolutely, yeah. But that's kind of the nature of the instrument. And what's a flute? Okay. Oh, you watched how I customized my flute, Oriana. Oh my gosh, the back to school music gadgets. My gosh, what a throwback. Christopher Flute, thank you for following over on Twitch. Thank you, thank you. So I'm actually going to be continuing to stream after this. I'm going to be taking a 15-minute break between 3:45 and 4 o'clock my time. And that's just to give myself a little bit of a break, you know, to just kind of refresh, go to the bathroom, you know, because I'm a human being, okay? Stuff like that. Matthias, you are from Brazil. Fantastic. Joel, you think you need a thumb port? Okay, so what I notice is that people who need a thumb port are typically people who's like you'll find that maybe without a little bit of extra help, your hand for some reason or another tends to collapse against the flute. I find that like, and the reason for your hand collapsing against the flute can be a whole myriad of different reasons. So my reason is that my thumb is really short compared to the rest of my fingers. You see that? Look, that is really short, right? So most people's thumbs will at least go to about the first joint, at least. But you see how mine barely makes it up there. So, you know, my thumb is really, really short compared to the rest of my fingers. And so the thumb port actually essentially acts as an extension for me. So, but then other people, I notice that their thumbs are actually long enough, but they need that extra support to hold their thumb down here like this. Otherwise, they end up playing like this. See that? Right? So in order to hold their thumb down here, they need that little support from the thumb port. Yeah. Oriana, look up split F sharp in quotations. Then it'll only look up images or articles about split F sharp, not split E. You can try that. Yeah. Jane, the first one you watched of mine was What's in My Flute Bag? Really? That one was a very much... Oh, thank you, Try Chaser. You're very, very sweet. So the What's in My Bag video was sort of like an off-the-cuff idea of like... I remember feeling like I wanted to chat with you guys, but I didn't have something to talk about. So I needed something to talk about in order to film something for you guys. Like that was way before I ever considered live streaming. I do often find that this medium of live streaming is much easier for me to just hop on at a specific appointed time to just chat with you guys. And I feel like you guys get a lot more of the real me this way. And this kind of like interaction between between me and you guys, like directly and immediate. Well, okay, maybe with like a 20 to 30 second delay because of YouTube, but 20 to 30 second delay is much, much shorter than waiting for me to come up with a video, film it, upload it, and then wait for you guys to comment, So, but yeah, so for that video, I definitely was already starting to kind of feel like, man, I just want to talk with you guys, but I don't have anything to talk about. So let's just take my bag and talk about my bag and what's in my bag. So it was just an excuse to talk to you guys, really, which is, I think, why I was so silly in that one. I just really wasn't, taking it really seriously at all. Honestly, I think I probably could have made it even better if I was a little bit more serious about it, Yeah. I do like that video for how silly it is. Yeah. Let me see. I have more than 45,000 now. I passed 45,000? I didn't even know. What? Really? Because I've been hovering on the upper 44,000s for a while. My gosh, I passed 45,000. Yay! We can all celebrate together. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm very, very flattered that I'm your favorite YouTuber. In the wider context of YouTube, 45,000 is very small. Just so you guys know, it's very, very small. Oh, you like the what's in my case videos. I may need to make an updated one because I think I'll need to watch that one and see what I said in it, you know? Hey, 45K. Yay, I can finally say 45,000. I love it. Now, I wanted to address something that I noticed someone asked here. I'm so sorry. I could not catch which one of you was the one who said it because the chat's going too fast. But someone asked why I raised my minimum age for Skype lessons to 16. So let me first preface this by saying that this decision was a long time coming. It took me, I had already started considering it probably sometime last year. And I was sort of trying to not have to make this decision to raise the minimum age unless I really, really had to. Now, the reason why I raised it to 16 is because I don't particularly feel that Skype lessons are very effective to, and I'm generalizing, okay? This is not the case for everyone. I've been very blessed with some students younger than 16 who absolutely flourished with online lessons. So this 100% is a huge generalization, and I want you guys to understand that I also understand that, all right? There are definitely some very, very hardworking, lovely students out there under the age of 16 who would work in my studio. But unfortunately, I've had one too many experiences where it's just the responsibility of a Skype appointment is not the student is not mature enough to understand that a Skype appointment is just as important as showing up to your teacher's doorstep to take an in-person lesson. Skype appointments, just because they're done online, they don't feel as real. And this translates into the other reason why I raised the minimum age is because I don't particularly feel that most students under the age of 16 have the mental I guess focus, the hyper focus that you need to focus in on an online lesson. Because an online lesson, every single online lesson will feel like a crash course. And why? It's because I'm not teaching you in person. And when you are not teaching in person, and teachers who are watching this chat will know what I'm talking about, you will feel like you are teaching the student to teach themselves. That is actually how an online lesson works. You have to teach the person to teach themselves. And that type of learning requires a hyper focus on the part of the student. And I feel that a lot of students under the age of 16 cannot handle that type of hyper focus. Now, when you guys are watching me right now, I'm just talking to you. You know what I mean? And I'm not actively teaching you guys. So the lessons work very differently that way in that, I'm teaching you to teach yourself, and you have to be mature enough and responsible enough and literally brain developed enough to be able to hold to a certain method of practicing, to hold to a certain, schedule of practicing, So has more to do with brain development than anything else. I just find that I cannot effectively teach most students under 16 simply due to brain development. That's it. So there you go. That's kind of what's happening there. So I hope you guys understand. It's definitely not because a student pissed me off. It's not because I don't know, it's not any of that. It's just that over a long period of time, I realized that my lessons for students under the age of 16 were not very effective, and they were basically a waste of their parents' time and money. So, there you go. I used to teach a lot of students under the age of 16 in person, and those were fantastically effective because you can do things like you can move their flute around, you can move their hand around, you can, move their elbows around, get them to stand against the wall, you could do a lot of these things in person that you can't do online. So, yeah. There you go. Yeah. It's hard to interpret emotions through the screen at that age too, Natasha is saying. I do know you, Natasha. So yeah, so there you go. That is another thing too. So yeah, it's hard. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. Yeah. So Kieran, exactly. I just wanted to chat with you guys with that Flute Scooter bag video, and I think I ended up kind of giving up with making videos because it just was not fulfilling to me anymore, because the whole point of me making the videos became less about the content of the video itself and more about connecting with you guys, right? So I was like, then what's the point of just scrounging around for random topics to talk about when I could just hop on and talk to you guys directly, right? Just ask you guys how you guys are doing. Yeah. Flute. Oh, hey, Amir, you went and followed on Twitch. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. So I'll be there later after this stream. Yeah. So yeah, I think the reason why you have to be a certain age to make an account on Twitch is because if you're going to gift a subscription, it takes actual money. So you have to be old enough for that. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that might be interesting for you guys to know that why I raised the minimum age to 16. It really is just a brain development thing. That's all it is. It's hard to make it work, man. It's hard to make it work. And then especially because I'm getting more and more students now. And if I have this one student that I, just due to brain development, I can't make their lesson effective. But then there's this other person who's, a full adult and is waiting for lessons. It's not fair, Try Chaser, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you. Oh, Jane, your flute flag arrived. Do you like it? Did you try it? Yeah? Do you like it? So Alfredo, you're the one with possibly the split F sharp, right? You should try playing an F sharp, like a high F sharp. Or I think even a regular F sharp works too. But instead of using your ring finger, use that key instead and see if you get an F sharp. Because if you get an F sharp, it's probably a split F sharp. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Morgan, online lessons are really rough. You're in music school, and since you switched online, is really rough, especially with Skype lessons. Yes, it is. Because I think I'm also still trying to put into words what it is that's so tough about teaching Skype lessons and taking a Skype lesson. All I can say is that on the teacher side, you have to learn to teach the person on the other side of the screen how to teach themselves. So what you're teaching is actually a lot of independence. And you have to teach practice methods and be like, you have to be almost like a fitness trainer and be like, okay, these are the sets you're going to do. These are the reps you're going to do. You're going to take breaks at this certain time. Like, you have to be really specific about the sets and the reps, you know? And yeah, it's really weird. And then like on the receiving end, the thing is, I've never been on the receiving end. So I'm really just like getting feedback from my students as I go. And I've been telling my students to please tell me if I'm going too fast or if I'm not going fast enough. Tell me if they're bored. Tell me if they hate what they're playing. My feelings are not hurt by any of that, you know? But yeah, it's really tough. Like, and I think more people now are understanding how tough it is because more people are doing it. So I absolutely think that if you're in music school, it really is much better to have in-person lessons with your professor, because, you know, like you learn in such a much more personal way, I guess you could call it. But, you know, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So even if you're in music school right now, we all have to take online lessons right now. It sucks, but it is what it is. We got to do our part to protect the people who can't protect themselves, right? So, dang, I feel it, man. I'm just I am just figuring out what's going on here. Rachel, it would appear to me that maybe your cat got a hold of your keyboard or similar. That's what it looks like to me. I think the rest of you guys can't see it, but I can see it on my side. Oh, Kane, you lost your flute and piccolo flag like 5 times? Oh, no. And Jane, you like your flute flag. It's the driest your flute has been. Isn't it great? It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? How is life? Hey, Jaden. Hey, Fadley. How are y'all doing today? Justin, the flute guy. Hello. Binzi, hello. Thanks, Kyle. Let's see. Is Altus Japanese? Yes, as Flute Enthusiast says. Yes, it is. Yes. They make some great flutes. Yeah. Catalina. So Neko, you started taking online lessons and it takes some time to adjust, especially for technique. When learning technique, yeah. I would say that learning technique or teaching technique over Skype is one of the hardest things to do, because essentially what I have to do is make the other person self-aware of posture things without touching them. So I have to be so crazily verbal with my teaching that it is actually somewhat insane, if you ask me. Yeah. Heads up, guys. Someone donated their Helix wand to me, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. And it might be fun for us to do a little impromptu review on it next week. What do you guys think? Yeah? It might be fun. So they're donating it to me, so I'm not doing it for any like sponsored whatever, you know? So it's yeah. So I might do a review on it. Oh, Michael. So regarding Tumnus's Lullaby, you can probably actually find the sheet music online. I think that's actually more accurate than what I'm doing, to be completely honest with you. So go look up some sheet music online. Specifically look up like Chronicles of Narnia if there's like a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe collection. or if because sometimes they have those sheet music books that's like all music from the same movie. So like I would look that up because Tumnus's Lullaby should show up in those ones. So that's what I would do. Yeah. Alfredo, that is really cool. What you should do then, Alfredo, is take your flute in to a repair technician and ask them what that key is, because that would be really cool. Because maybe they can also tell you the history of it and stuff like that, where it came from. You know, what types of people would have wanted this type of flute, right? Fadley, is it 5:30 a.m. where you are? My freaking goodness. You must be on the other side of the world, eh? Hope you're not going to be too sleep deprived after this. Speaking of 5:30 a.m., if you have Animal Crossing New Horizons, I highly suggest you log in to listen to the music. It is fire. It is so nice. I've only ever heard the music via like just tracks online, like on YouTube. Like I haven't heard it like actually in game, but it's really good. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you guys want me to do that little impromptu Helix review. So what I can do then is wait for it to come in, and then I'll just save it for next week. Does that sound good? I'll save it for next week, and then maybe like, you know, after our chat, we can do like a little review and see what we think. Yeah. Like I can play for a long time. Maybe we can do like tests. We could do like playing for like 5 minutes and seeing how dry it is. And then like maybe we can do like a playing for like an hour straight, and then like seeing like how much condensation it can get out, right? That might be really fun. Yeah. Hey, Catherine, I know you. How are you doing? How are you doing? How is life? You doing all right? I know you. Jacob, you played Tumnus's Lullaby for your school's production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That is so lovely. Oh, yeah. It's a Chinese-made flute. Oh, that's really interesting. Huh. Yes, Animal Crossing singing uses the do-re-mi system, so transcribing is easy. I love it. Yeah. It's really great, guys. Even if you don't play Animal Crossing, just look up the Animal Crossing, what's called OST. So the original soundtrack, I guess, is what it stands for on YouTube. There's a playlist. So go look it up, guys. Oh, that music is so great. It's really good for studying. So if you want study music, like kind of like lo-fi, like relaxing kind of like background music, Animal Crossing music is the way to go. Oh my freaking gosh. Like do it. Look up Animal Crossing New Horizons. Actually, just any Animal Crossing OST is amazing. Did I receive a text? Why? Did this thing light up? Oh, the flute is from the Carrion Wind Quintet. Dora has it on her flute, on the split F sharp. Oh. Melanie said that the first video that you watched of mine was Day in the Life of a Music Student. Do you mean my the graduate student one? I love that one. I loved editing that one. I like that one was definitely, I felt like true to my like OG vlogging days, you know? Like that was a nice throwback to my first videos. All of my first videos were on-site vlogs. I loved doing that. That was so fun. And I can't believe everyone was on board to show up in that video. Like even my teacher was on board to show up. That is very, very, very generous of her. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. We wonder if the helix wand softens after use. I did notice that the flute flag definitely softened after use. I did notice that. Is there any way to break in a new flute? Carlos is asking. You play it every day for a certain amount of time. And so, if it's a flute, you can easily do half an hour a day, and then you'll kind of notice that it sort of acclimates to you a little bit more after a while, and then you can kind of up the time. Yeah, but it does take time. It's more about how often you play it and how much you play it will kind of dictate how long it takes for you to break in a flute. So like if you practice and play a lot, you can break a flute in like 3 to 6 months, depending on how long you play on it. But if you don't play on it very much, you're looking into it could take you a year to break in an instrument, The crafty flutist, by the way, I freaking love your username. That is so cute. You're going to music school in the fall. Any tips? Okay. Be prepared to learn things that your body doesn't necessarily want to do. So maybe your teacher will ask you to stand a certain way, to hold the flute a certain way. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. Maybe they might take you through an embouchure change, stuff like that. What I am telling you is be open to it. Be open to it. Try not to resist it. Try to kind of come up with a sort of steady pace of learning new posture, new embouchure, blah, blah, blah. If anything, it's openness. The more open you are to different suggestions, different ways of doing stuff, the more successful you will be. So that's kind of my big tip there. But probably my other tips would be like time management, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you schedule out your practice times throughout the week, stuff like that, so you don't accidentally miss practice sessions and be like, by the time you show up in front of your teacher again, you're like, oh shoot, I did not practice my own solo stuff, So there's stuff like that too, but I would say emotionally, because, we're all musicians in here, or most of us are. We all tend to get really caught up with our emotions and with our feelings, and you can accidentally take a lot of things too personally. So that openness and that willingness to try different things will definitely make you a more successful student. So that's my tip for you, crafty flutist. Yeah, you'll be asked to do things that are uncomfortable for you, but give it a chance is what I'm saying. Yeah. Your juries all got canceled this semester, Morgan. Oh, man. Yo, world second flute and clarinet. What, sad news, Olympic Daisy? What's the sad news? Let's see. Yes, Natasha brings up a very good point. Make sure to plan for a fact that there will be a lag between starting the semester and your financial aid being released if you need that money for books. That is such a great tip. So save up. Yep. It takes 2 weeks. Yep. Yeah. So, Natasha makes a very good point. So think ahead for that. Have I ever wanted to do something else other than playing the flute or anything? So at one point, Rachel, I was not at all planning to become a professional musician. Just so you know, that this was not on my plan for my life to become a professional musician. I originally wanted to become a professional visual artist, actually. So I used to draw, paint. I did a little bit of sculpting at school, but mostly my love was in painting. And and I'd been painting for a really, really long time. I did some oil paintings when I was like 9, 10, to about 11, 12. And then I started playing with acrylics when I was in school, so like high school. And I love both mediums. I would say I might like acrylics just a bit more for some reason or another. I'm not really sure why. Something about the texture of the paints. I kind of really love acrylics for that. But so I had intended on becoming a visual artist actually, but I did essentially it's my high school thesis. It was I was part of this program called International Baccalaureate, and I know that some of you guys are in it too, IB. And you have to write this like 20-page paper on a specific topic within a specific class. So I chose art, and I did a paper on I forget the dude's name now, but he's the guy who made The Thinker. Rousseau, or no, not Rousseau. What's his name? Rodin, I think, something like that. He's the guy who made The Thinker, and I did that, and we also did some other research into other artists in the class, and I just kind of realized that the visual artist life was not what I thought it would be, and seemed very almost too introspective for me. I wanted to do things with other people, so music provided that. Music provided the art plus working with other people that I wanted, and so I kind of ended up going into music. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. Yes, I absolutely was going to be Auguste Rodin, that's it. Yeah. So that's why I really didn't intend on becoming a musician. Yeah. I'm not even going to try and say it in French. You guys know my French is horrible. Big burger with a side of poutine, right? Yeah. So I was going to become a visual artist of some sort. I had fully intended on that becoming my job actually in the future. It do be what it do be, right? So let's see. Oh, Jane. So you wash your flute flag first before you use it? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm also waiting for Olympic Daisy to tell us what is the sad news. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Let's see. Three trill keys indicates G3 to A3 trill key. Oh, that is so cool. Is it so that you don't have to trill with your ring finger? Is that it? Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, hey, Morgan. Thank you for following over on Twitch. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Darcy, it's true. A lot of people just kind of fall into their careers, kind of like how I did, Yeah. Which can also be used like a C-sharp trill. That's so interesting. Well, I also learned something new today. I did not know that there was a G to A trill key. That is so interesting. What? G to A trill. Yeah, so right now I'm using for the third octave G to A, I'm doing what Just Another Flute guy is saying here, which is the trill key plus the C sharp trill plus the first trill key. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but there's a specific G to A trill key? Oh, so it's not the lower octave, it's the higher octave. That is so cool. Don't you learn things every day? Basically, Einstein. Basically. Yeah. I love the fact that, like, I can hear about a lot more flute things just from talking to you guys. Like, I think that's so, so cool. Oh, just not flute guy, you're Nicholas Flute. Okay. I'm just going to call you Nicholas. There you go. Now I know who you are. So you see, guys, I recognize most of you guys from your Twitch usernames because I see you guys on Twitch more often. You know what it's like? It's like if you knew someone for a really long time, but then they showed up, you know, like let's say you're going to meet at a restaurant or something, and the last time you saw them, their hair was a certain color and a certain cut, and they were wearing a certain style of clothes, and then suddenly when they show up to meet you at a restaurant or something, like 3 months later, they've changed their haircut, their hair color, and they changed their, like, what they're wearing because maybe they came from something else, like, and then you just don't recognize them. That's what it feels like here. It's like I kind of can, like, recognize how you say things, but then I'm like, but it's like I can't quite put my finger on who exactly you are, right? Yay, Melanie. You can hit the highest B flat. That's a good one to hit. Very useful. That will show up in a lot of music. So you keep practicing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. When you talk about my streams, you sometimes find yourself saying, this flutist I know. I mean, basically, you know me, okay? I mean, like, we basically talk every single day, all right? We're catfishing you. So Nicholas, that explains a lot because I remember seeing your username here, the Just Another Flute guy. I remember seeing your username here many years ago, and I was very flattered by it. I was so flattered because I was like, wow, I'm creating, because usually if your viewers start using usernames that are similar to yours, then you know you have a pretty good crowd, you know? So that was very, very, very flattering to see that. And now I know that it's you, and I've been talking to you this whole time. That's so great. Wow. You can overblow the lower G to a trill. Really? With the... Okay. Lisa, I'm so sorry. You're having trouble with autocorrect. That's so interesting. Magic Monkey G, your parents always ask, when is your flute lady on? Well, Magic Monkey G, please tell them I say hello. And that I hope they're okay with my practicing. Oh, you were unable. Okay, Olympic Daisy, you're unable to. Oh, by the way, I'm referring to World of Second Flute and Clarinet by Olympic Daisy because Olympic Daisy is their Twitch username. Okay, you were unable to audition to change your major to flute performance due to Flute Studio being filled up to the max. You kind of lucked out, and you have to graduate on clarinet now. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel you though. I do find that that's one of the kind of well-known issues of music schools is studio space. Literally space, like it's like time space, if that makes sense. Time in the professor's schedule to teach you, because like a professor can't just keep taking every single student in the world, right? Like they only have 24 hours in a day and you spend approximately 8 of them sleeping, right? You know, like, oh, I feel you. It's really rough. I feel you, man. I feel you. I know that for me, not even joking, one of the reasons why I went to the school that I went to for my master's was because it didn't seem to be that highly sought after, if that makes sense. At least at that point, it wasn't that highly sought after. I realized after I had auditioned that the professor was amazing. Second flutist of the San Francisco Symphony. I'm gonna keep repping her because she's amazing. Linda Lucas. She's like basically my fairy godmother, you know, flute wise. She like, you know, fixed my embouchure. She's the one who made me realize that low notes need to be placed really far forward in the mouth. We all should attribute it to the amazing Linda Lucas for that knowledge. That's where I learned about it. Yeah. Melanie, your mom is so used to hearing my voice now that she knows when you're not available to talk. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Hey, Julian, how you doing? How's life? Ooh, my goodness, I just took a look at the time. I talked a long time today. Okay, guys, I think what I need to do, Julian, I'll be right back, I swear. Hey, Pink Kitty Music, how are you doing? By the way, Pink Kitty, if I didn't mention this to you before, I do want to say that I recognize you from the comments under my videos when I was doing filmed videos from before. So just so you know, I recognize your name. So Amanda, right when I get back, I will do a quick overview of what I have for the equipment, but I really need to go chug this, get some water, brush my teeth so that I can play on the head joint that I'm trialing for myself right now. And we'll do a little bit of sight reading to end off the stream. All right, guys? So I'll be right back. So far, I've noticed that it takes me approximately 7 minutes to do this. I'm trying to bring it down to 5 minutes, but I don't know. It's a lot of running around my house to do this. So I'll be back in probably closer to 7 minutes. All right? Hang tight, guys. I doing on time? Was it 7 minutes? All right. I wanted to cover what Amanda was saying. Let's see. Okay, you were on Twitch a while ago asking about upgrading your flute. This time asking about a recording setup. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, Amanda. Can you remind me what your Twitch username was? Because I probably remember you better there. I've been saying in this stream that I know you guys more by your Twitch usernames than I do your YouTube usernames. So, yeah, I know I'm just like getting my cardio on. Yeah, totally. Okay, so, Amanda, let me answer your question just real quickly. Also, Melanie, are you okay? Oh no, you twisted your ankle. Oh, you poor thing. Let it rest a bit, okay? All right, Amanda. So my recording setup right now, I actually have 3 microphones. I have a Rode NT1, specifically not NT1A, because the NT1 records it with a more kind of warm undertone to it, according to all the crazy amount of reviews there are out there. I've paired it with 2 paired stick microphones. They are the Rode M5 paired microphones. And the reason why I have this setup is because from my experimentation and research, I have found that recording a flute is the best if you kind of mix how you would record a guitar and how you would record a choir. So for a choir, you want to record a little bit further away so you kind of get the whole blended sound, which you will get just from recording the room sound. Because the flute sounds really flat without a bit of room echo, like natural reverb, basically. But that's basically my setup. And I have all of those hooked up to this. You guys can't see it. Let me give me a second to make that go away. There. So over here, okay, I have a little mixing board, and this is where you can see 1, 2, 3. There are 3 microphone little cables plugged into here. So all of those are connected into here, and then I can, control it from here. But yeah, that's my setup. Cool? Okay, let me turn this back on again. Ba-boom. Okay, good. So, guys, let me take out my flute, and I specifically placed the, I'm placing the camera here so you guys can see the beauty that is this head joint that I'm trying, which I think I actually need to probably pop in a new piece of tape on it, because I think I didn't put quite enough and it needs a little bit more. So, okay, let me just get everything out that I normally get out. I'm just gonna put it on the side. This, so I can put the flute on top of it. I need my finger port and thumb port. Okay, I think we're good. So we're gonna put this underneath here. Kind of like my setup, because so I have a trunk underneath this table, so I can just put all my stuff away and have this be super clean. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna fold that so I have something to put it on. I really need to buy one of those like long flute pads or make one myself. I haven't decided yet which I'm going to do. Shall I get copper tape? Most likely, yes. I think I will. Especially if this, it might take a while for me to be able to get the head joint fitted, which is not a problem. The way I see it is you don't have to hurry these things, like in the grand scheme of things, I am getting this head joint for a very long time. I intend on having it be my main head joint for, at the very least 15 years, at the very least. I'm hoping it will last much longer than that. I'm hoping it'll last through to the end of my life or the end of my career. That would be the dream. But I don't know. Um, so Nicholas, I'm very heavily leaning towards getting it, but the final verdict will not come until Monday. But I will have to be honest with you and say that I'm definitely leaning very heavily towards it. So anyway, let me just peel off this piece of tape and put a new one on. There we go. I need longer nails for this, but the problem is, guys, I cannot have long nails. If I have long nails, I can't cover the holes on the keys. What a conundrum. Oh. Here we go. Kind of coming off in like a loop. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in there. This is my tape reject. Monday is better than what I said. Yeah, because in the live, I had no idea, like, if it was going to take me a while to make the decision or not. So I just kind of like was like, I don't know when. I'm not going to make any promises. But the reason why I can make the promise now that I have to make the decision by Monday is because my trial is done by then. So it's on a personal trial to me now. And because of that, I do have to make a decision by Monday. Like, there is a legit deadline now. So that's why, my dears, that's why. Okay, so I'm gonna put that much on. Okay, and see if that might do it. We'll see. I won't put the tape dispenser away quite yet. Okay. It's gonna like layer over the other ones, which I'm not sure I want to do. But let's try it. Okay. This is quite loose on my flute, so probably do need the extra width. Yeah, I do need the extra width. That feels a lot more kind of tight in the flute, which is nice. Okay. So all right. That seems pretty good. So just gonna move this down here. And then you guys can see the whole flute, or most of it, that is, from this angle. Yeah, isn't that nice? So did you guys want me to put the specs of this up again, or do you guys not need it? Will I get the head joint fitted or a whole new head joint? So you get the head joint fitted. So part of the process is that if you buy this, you will send the head joint that you bought and your flute to Flute Center of New York. They fit it because they need your flute, okay, to fit it in, you know? Yeah. So you have to send your whole flute in to have them fit it for you, and then they send it back to you. That's kind of part of the process. So pretty typical in terms of like getting your head joint fitted to your instrument. So yeah, that's kind of the deal there. Yeah. Natasha. Oh, your husband is funny. Have I tried plumber tape? So Nicholas, I believe Shinshin was the one who mentioned getting copper tape, which I believe there is some copper tape on this head joint already. So it's like a metallic tape. So that's what I'm considering buying. Yeah. Oh, Darcy, thank you for letting me know. I think I do know that they will give me more time if I ask, but I've already been holding on to this head joint for way too long because I already had it almost 3 weeks now, something like that, because I had it for a week, or yeah, I had it for a week before I was going to do the original live stream for it. Then Comcast was being weird that day, so I delayed it for a week, and then now is another week from that. So, you know, probably shouldn't hold on to it that long without buying it, you know? Yeah. So, I know, right? Freaking love this. Yeah, so plumber tape is only temporary. Absolutely. Nicholas is right. So it's yeah, you have to get it fitted, you know. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I should do some playing. Let's see what we're gonna do today. Is it meant to be? Is it meant to be, Nicholas? Okay, I need to look up this Tchaikovsky Nutcracker thing. So, okay. I'm going to look this up here. Okay. Okay. All right. If I look like, if I'm like here, okay, I think you guys can still see me just fine, right? I think so. Right? Yeah. Okay. Because it's much easier if I can just sight read over here. The screen is bigger on this side. I don't have to print anything out. Okay. So there we go. All right, let's look this up. So I'm just going to see if like Flute Tunes has this. Maybe? Cracker Sweet. It doesn't look like it. Scene number 3. Okay. Okay, if I ever find it in the future, I think I'll come back to it. But I'm not finding it. So, sorry, guys. I'm going to leave that open, but fine, we'll do some Peter and the Wolf. Okay. I'm just going to do it from this, the orchestral excerpts for flute. Here's my little book stand. So I'll do this. You guys can probably, yeah, see at least the bottom of what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Oh. Hi, Paul. How are you doing? Okay, so where is it? Okay, Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. I'm just going to straight up tell you guys, I have not practiced this in a very long time, so you're probably going to hear a really botched up version of this. But we'll do what I can. Okay. Not very fast, but I did it. Is this the book stand I stole from my mom? Yes. Oh, Judith. I think your flute teacher might not be asking for perfection per se, but maybe maybe they're trying to just get you to open up your ear more. That's what I'm figuring. What piece is this? Oh, thank you, Ariana. This is Peter and the Wolf. This is the like very famous flute solo. It still gives me the heebie-jeebies doing this because my goodness. But it is a lot easier on this head joint. Okay, so I think just kind of thinking about what I would have to practice here is I'm wanting to lift my index finger for some of these parts for the D's, but it's going by so fast that maybe you shouldn't. Oy. My sound is way more effortless than before. Yeah. It is, isn't it? Oy. It's kind of wild. So I have a suggestion here to do harmonics there. Nope. Ooh, I would have to practice that fingering, but it is a lot easier. That is a lot easier. There's some harmonics in there that I'm not used to. lot easier. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the future. That definitely could go a lot faster though. Yeah, so. So. There it is. Whoops, too many. Are there harmonics that you can do there? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm more practicing this than sight reading it for you guys. Hope you guys don't mind. It's very interesting to revisit it. Love those low E flats. Ooh. How long have we? Hey, Mina. How are you? If you guys are looking really closely, you guys may notice that I'm sort of going back and forth between different fingerings. It's interesting because there are some notes that are that respond differently with my other head joint, and so I felt that on my other head joint I had to use some real fingerings, otherwise the note just wouldn't come out. But I can cheat it with this one, so I'm like, oh, huh. Anyway, let's try the last one. Sorry. Yeah, it's the monkey. Yeah, the high notes are bright, low notes are woody. I like it. Being Heath, hello and welcome. Yeah, so it's a monkey. Here, I'll throw up the specs for you. Give me a second here. There. That's the specs. I saved that from last week. Yeah. Yeah, this flute is very, very unique. Like, this head joint's very, very, very unique. I really do enjoy it. Freaking love those low notes. Oh. Okay, anyway, so much for sight reading that. I ended up like kind of half practicing it in front of you guys. Hope you guys don't mind. Not up to speed. It's not up to speed, okay? So don't use this as a reference. I just haven't revisited it in a very long time. But we can mark that checked off. So let's check that off. Okay. Okay. Now, if I am correct, I believe Jane wanted me to look at curler etudes. So let's take a look here. So this is curler opus 68. Or not 68, 66. Okay. So these are pretty popular. These are the ones with like, so if we look at the first one, it's called the swing. If you guys have done like an etude a week type of challenges, this one tends to show up quite a bit. So let's see. So what's 92? Let's get an idea of what 92 is. So dun dee dum dee dum dee dum dee dum dee dum dee dum. Or that okay, it doesn't do it that many times. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I started that low note too soon. Da da dee da 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 da. Okay. You know, I think, guys, I'm too blind. So give me a second. I'm just gonna like bring this whole thing forward towards me so I can read it. So, and then I'm not just like going off the screen. So, okay, this is much better. Anyway, that's the first one. Maybe let's try some more. These are pretty cute. So Doll's Waltz. Okay, here we go. Like if I'm this close, you guys can still see me, right? Like, okay, if I go like this, let me just see what I look like. Okay, I think this is fine. Let's see. I think this one is actually surprisingly fast. Okay, something like that. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Da 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 dee da 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 dee. Too long. Too high, too. As G's, my brain is like, oh, we were playing a G major scale, so it must end on a G. No, it's an E. It's an E. Okay. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Okay, from the all tempo. That one is a G. That one is a G. Oh, Shin. You getting hungry? You like the trills? Magic Monkichi? You always love trills, don't you? So I do apologize for botching that up. My brain kept thinking, you're playing a G major arpeggio. Therefore, the highest note must be a G. No. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Teasing. I think I haven't even heard this one before, so this one should be interesting. 80. Okay, all right, okay. 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 Oh my goodness. There it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Switch to A major. D, okay, D sharps. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, this is a pretty cute one. Definitely a lot of like reading like that though. Oh, sorry. No more G sharps. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. Okay. You guys discussing my head joint? Oh my goodness. What time is it? I could probably do another one. Oh, okay, so the fourth one is called Constellation. All right, so we're going at 80. Oh, this is a soulful one. Oh, sorry, F natural. There it goes. There it is. Yes, this is another color etude. This one is number 4, I believe. Yeah, number 4, Consolation. Expressive. Maybe one more and then I'll have to call it quits. That was shorter than I expected. Okay, this one's called Finger Exercise, so I think I'm in for a doozy. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So 112. It's a lot of arpeggios and scales. Da 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 da. Okay. 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 That was probably a very bad place to breathe. Don't do that. Okay. I think I held that one for way too long. Okay, I was like, wait, G sharp? No G sharp? What? Alfredo, yes. It's Wings is next after this. So, well, you know, I can go overtime a little bit and see if I can follow along with Wings. So YouTube. Ooh, 7 minutes. Maybe I'll start it and then I can give you a better reading of it next time. How does that sound? Does that sound okay to you? So I'm just winging this right now. Okay. Okay, I think I know how they're doing it. Yeah. Okay, got it. Did I do that wrong? Oh. Oh, they're E flats. Got it. Fun though. Fun. Okay, I'm gonna have to go now because I really do need to take a break before I do my next stream, which is gonna be over on Twitch. So, I do apologize for having to cut it short. I can finish sight reading through the rest of this next time. Yeah? Yeah? So anyway, love y'all very much. Please keep happy, healthy, and safe. I will see you guys like in 10 minutes if you guys want to hop on over to twitch.tv/justanotherflautist. There I'm going to be continuing my trial of this head joint. But if you want to just stick around for the YouTube stuff, I'm probably going to do another YouTube live stream next week, same time, Thursdays, 1:30 Pacific time. They seem to work really well for now. So it could be that maybe in the future a different day will work and a different time will work. But for now, it's working really nicely. So I love y'all very much. See you in the next stream, maybe in 10 minutes. But otherwise, please stay happy, healthy, and safe. All right? Laters, guys.